whistled at me. That was nice. I like that. Oh, hi, sir. How are you? Wow. Big show for you people tonight. We got a great hunk of television. You've chosen the right show this evening. I commend you. And on the subject of television, did you all hear about Oprah Winfrey? Did you hear what she said? It's very, everyone's talking about it today. Oprah Winfrey did an interview, and she said that if the other talk shows don't stop the sleaze, she's going to quit. Isn't that amazing? She's going to quit. That's right, and after hearing this, Jerry Springer immediately booked a show called My Grandma's Sexing Up a Goat. Which I'm going to watch. You just want to see that episode. Let's get it on, goat. All right. Big news in the world of sports. After 28 years of covering football for ABC Sports, Frank Gifford announced he's retiring. That's right, yeah. When asked why, Gifford said he wants to focus full-time on being yelled at by his wife. It's reported Johnny Depp's in the news, little celebrity news. Johnny Depp reportedly spent $27,000 on dinner at a London restaurant. Can you believe that? Yeah, and afterwards Depp said, you know, this kind of thing never happened when I was dating Kate Moss. She'll have the crouton. And then last thing I'll mention, this is a big story. Her newest videotape testimony, Monica Lewinsky said that she considers herself a pessimist. Considers herself a pessimist. That's right, Monica explained, I always see the penis as half empty. You're angry now, but in time, you'll forgive me. We got to talk about tonight's show. We really do have a great show. Gentleman with us tonight, who you don't see him a lot on talk shows. We're thrilled to have him. He's the master of horror, Stephen King. Is on the show. Very happy that he's here. And someone's gonna die. We have from the show ER, or as I call it, that's what people in the know call it. Did you catch last night? I did. She's beautiful, she's talented. Gloria Reuben is on the show. Big fan of Gloria Reuben. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we got a cool musical guest on the show tonight. Sixpence, None the Richer, gonna perform for you. Sounds like the lyrics to a Jethro Tull song. And then wearing a suit made completely out of tin this evening, Max Weinberg and his assembled Max Weinberg 7. It looks good.
Thank you.
you doing, Andy?
Fine.
You know, let's not leave the band too quickly because one of the guys in the band has some special news tonight. Our very own Jerry Vivino had a baby, or his wife did. You didn't have the baby, did you? Did you have the baby? Yes, he did. He did. You look stunned. Your life is now a hell. How is the baby? Boy, girl, you know, I didn't hear anything.
I kind of get the feeling he's just finding out. Kind of awkward.
Do you want to make a phone call right now? That's nice, though.
Yeah,
that's very nice.
Congratulations.
Is it a boy? Girl? Think of the name Conina. Isn't Conina a pretty girl's name?
Oh, it's beautiful.
What's your name, little girl? I'm Conina. I'm going to get beaten up after the show for that kind of nonsense. And you're going to do it. You're going to beat me.
I don't ever start it. I just, you know.
Yeah, right.
Come in and give a kick or two.
Yeah, once I'm down.
Oh, you're down, yeah.
You know, I'm happy because, I don't know, people watching this show last night were concerned. Last week. Mm-hmm. All last week, Andy was
very ill.
He was the sickest I've seen anybody on TV who actually showed up, you know?
Yeah, it's official.
Yeah.
It got a cheer and a jeer from TV
Guide. From TV Guide.
Yeah. But I was pretty ill.
Yeah.
You know. We should probably have some contingency plan here in case of terrible illness, rather than, can you sit upright for an hour? Get out there! You know, because someday one of us is going to be actually too sick to do the show.
Not me. I'm a robot.
Well, you're lucky.
People don't know that about me.
Yeah.
As long as you
keep
feeling
much better, though.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. I got a treat for you tonight. I know
you do.
I know that Andy Richter's an animal lover, and I have a special treat for him. That's right, an episode of Sexing Up the Goat. No, I want to mention, folks, the 1999 Westminster Dog Show is taking place this week in New York City.
Oh, it's one of my favorite times of the year.
It happens every time, every February.
Yeah.
It's here in town. And I don't know how we do it, but we have been lucky enough to get some of these dogs to appear on our show this evening. And I don't have to tell you, I think these dogs get more and more talented each year. They're amazing. It's almost scary at this point. Mm-hmm. You know?
It's not your old dog show. This is a new, cutting-edge dog show.
Right. This is a dog show where they've really taken it to the next level. And tonight we're going to be featuring very talented dogs all throughout the evening, so don't tune out. Stay tuned all evening long. Here's our first talented pooch in the show. He's a world-renowned speed reader. I'm not lying. This dog's an amazing speed reader. Let's take a look.
Good.
Right. That is one crazy whale.
I like it. The cool thing is that he can read quickly, not that he can speak. That dog reads quickly, and he speaks too.
Yeah.
All human language. I'm in a good mood tonight.
Okay.
You don't go okay, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You say like, yeah, me too, buddy.
Yeah, that's great.
come on, say, let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll.
That's the Andy I
Okay.
love. The shameless shill for the show. Say that 3 times fast. No, I'm happy because, you know, one of the things that I'm kind of proud of is that we've been doing the show. It's our 6th season. We're halfway through our 6th season. And I'm still, you know, starstruck. I still love it when the celebrities come on the show. They don't even have to be the world's biggest celebrities. I just love meeting celebrities.
Yeah.
And I've sort of kept that innocence about me. And in fact, I have one of these autograph books that, and every time a big star is on the show, I have them sign my autograph book.
It'll be great memories, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great memories now. It'll be even better.
Right, later on, I can look at it. And I thought, you know, I've got some pretty cool autographs here. Instead of just keeping this to myself, people love to see behind the scenes at show business. Wouldn't people love it if I shared these autographs with everyone at home? Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, let's see
like
what
a
they
little
wrote.
treat. How about we do that? Take a look at some of these right now. I got some nice ones. For example, recently we had Marilyn Manson on the show. Marilyn Manson was here, and he wrote a little something to me. Let's take a look at what he said. It said, "Conan, it was nice meeting you. You're so tan." Start slow and then build. Here's one from Woody Harrelson. He wrote a little note. It says, "Conan, sorry I tried to make a bong out of Andy." Woody Harrelson. Feeling all right?
Yeah, well, except, you know, I spilled on the carpet. It stinks. Trying to get that smell out.
Yeah. There are children watching, Andy. Marlon Brando was on the show recently and wrote a little something in my book. It says, "Conan, all the best, Marlon Brando. P.S. Can I get paid in bacon?"
And, the answer is yes.
The answer is resounding it. How do you think we get paid?
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson, I don't know if anybody saw, Pamela Anderson was on our show Friday, and I was just looking at what she wrote. Let's take a look. It says, x squared over the square root of y plus y squared plus x to the third. Just kidding, me have big boobs, Pamela Anderson. Let me going for a second now. This equation means nothing. That's all, you know, that's all she says, really. When she's not on camera. I went in to say hi. And hi, me have big boobs. I'm happy for you. How are you feeling? Me have big boobs. All right. Arnold Schwarzenegger was on the show recently, and let's check out what he wrote. "Sorry I accidentally walked into your studio. I was looking for Rosie's show." And then Tom Cruise was recently on the show. Let's look at what he said. "Sorry I accidentally walked into your studio. I was looking for a toilet." That's me demanding pity, and I'm not getting it. All right. Pity from 3 people.
Right.
Yeah.
You're getting it, but maybe not for the reasons you wanted.
So true of me, my
Be
friend.
careful.
Thanks for being there. That's why I love you. You're always there for me.
Thank you.
Tom Brokaw was on the show recently. Let's see what he wrote. "I'm happy you finally lost your virginity. It's just not national news." Thank you. Callista Flockhart was on our show recently. Let's see what she wrote. Callista Flockhart. "Conan, sorry I broke your wrist when we arm wrestled." She just got more leverage behind.
She's mean.
Yeah.
She's just mean.
Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio, big star, was on our show. Let's see what he wrote. Conan, your girlfriend and sisters say hi. Don't feel bad for them. We're very happy about the whole thing. Latrell Sprewell, of course, he's now a New York Knick, and we had him on the show to celebrate his coming to New York. Let's see what he wrote. Conan, sorry, I was just trying to fix your tie. George Michael was on the show recently. I didn't do anything yet. Can't get mad now. Save that hate. George Michael was on the show. Let's see what he wrote. Conan, I ran into Max in the bathroom. He creeped me out. Queen Elizabeth. Now, you never see Queen Elizabeth on talk shows, right? This was a huge coup for us. Stop it. Get them to believe it. Big coup for us that she was on the show. And rock and roll. Queen Elizabeth was here. Let's see what she wrote when she visited. Dearest Conan, so sorry about my wicked case of beer gas. She shouldn't apologize.
Right. She's the queen. She can do what she
had like
wants.
2 six-packs, you know? Yeah. And finally, Martha Stewart was on the show recently, and she wrote a little note. I haven't looked at it yet, but let's take out what she said. Take a look. Sorry I killed your stagehand, but that moron put the damn asparagus on the wrong side of the salad bowl, and that's just wrong. She's mean.
Who can blame you for being starstruck? Being around people like that.
They're all so cool.
Yeah.
That queen was pretty neat, though. All right, we're going to take a little break. We got a big show tonight. We got it's very talented dogs all throughout the evening. And when we come back, Stephen King will be joining us. Stick around. Going to be out here in just a minute to scare you kids, but first let's check in again with the talented dogs of the 1999 Westminster Dog Show. Oh, stop it! Okay, the trick is over. Stop it. Stop it. They just do that anyway. Yeah, they do that smoke or no smoke.
Yes.
All right, my first guest tonight has sold over, this is crazy, over 100 million books. And he's inspired dozens of movies, including Carrie, The Shining, and The Stand. His latest project, Stephen King's Storm of the Century, is going to air next week on ABC, and there's also a novelization out now. Let's take a look, though, at the ABC special.
Who are you? Born in sin? Come on in. You were with a whore in Boston when your mother died in Machias. Ma was in that crappy old nursing home they tore down last fall. The one where they found the rats in the pantry, right? She choked to death calling your name. Isn't that sweet? But that's all right, Robbie. She's waiting for you in hell, and she's turned cannibal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the king of horror, Stephen King.
I'm great.
Thank you very much for being here. We were watching clips today from Storm of the Century.
Yeah.
There's a lot of scary stuff. This is
You know the scariest thing about it?
What?
We have to finish up against ER.
You go up against ER on the last night?
Last night, yeah.
Oh, man. Sorry. That won't go well for you, you see. This is an interesting thing, though. You've combined, it's a combo platter of horror.
Yeah, there's a storm.
A horrible storm, a storm that only comes once a century.
Just before the storm hits, this homicidal creature shows up, and so he's there, the storm is there, and it's kind of a combo thing, but that's what good horror is. It's kind of a peanut butter cup. You've got your...
Horror is a peanut butter cup.
You've got your chocolate.
Yeah.
You've got your peanut butter, and they're both good, but when you add them together, you've got a whole new taste treat. See what I'm saying?
You're going to get a lot of these from the Reese's Company now.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
You've done this before then? You've combined scary elements, or you've thought about combining, like, scary things?
Yeah, usually you have to take a couple of things that are not related ordinarily. For instance, one thing that I haven't done yet, but I do have the copyright on this, okay? If you're thinking about it.
People in the audience were already starting to write this down.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm terrified of flying. You know, the last time we talked about the Langoliers, because I'm really terrified of flying, and I'm also terrified of rats. So I thought of this story called The Rats Are Loose on Flight 62. Okay? And now wait.
Yeah. I thought for a second you were going to say rat pilot.
Yeah. That's what I thought, too. They were, like, piloting the thing.
Rat pilot.
Yeah. It's like, I'll go up and check on the pilot and see how he's doing. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. No!
That sounds like an NBC miniseries.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, part 1, Rat Pilot.
Rat pilot.
Yeah.
So wait, you have, how many rats, or just a couple of rats are loose on a plane?
No, you
I
gotta
didn't
be a
think
lot.
so.
Gotta be a lot. My idea is, okay, the flight from New York to London. You always get to this halfway point. I love that. The guy comes on the intercom and he goes, "We're at the halfway point, halfway between New York and London." And I'm thinking, I don't want to hear this because there's no way back. This thing has to go now because it doesn't matter whether you turn around. So you get to the halfway point.
You'd be a fun guy to sit next to on the plane.
I am.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, right.
We're going down, man.
What's that out there on the wing? So the stewardess, we get to We get to the halfway point.
Right.
The stewardess opens the overhead bin to adjust something, and this rat falls out onto her face and starts to claw and bite, you know.
Right.
And then they're boiling out of the heads, and they're coming out of the... You understand what I'm saying, you know? But look,
Rats everywhere.
now, but wait. That's the rats. But
Right.
at the same time, severe turbulence. Understand what I'm saying?
Who cares about turbulence when there's a rat sucking your skull through your face, you know?
The
But
rats
that's-
get nauseated
Yeah.
and start puking.
Yeah. There you go. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
But it would work. You know, half of these things sound like jokes until I get a hold of them.
Right.
You know, and the idea is you kind of twist
Well, you
it
know, it
down
is
a
funny
little
because I
bit.
was thinking about that today. You have actually accomplished things that I wouldn't think were possible because sometimes
Thank you, Conan. Thank
you start off with saying, okay, it's a horror story about a really good-looking 1950s car.
Yeah, it's
and you
true.
think it's such
Yeah.
an innocent...
Or a St. Bernard dogs.
Exactly.
Who could appear at the Westminster Dog Show on any night.
Right.
First you win the blue ribbon, then you eat the judges.
Well, is there anything, I was curious, is there any object that you,
I
Stephen...
like that. Actually, I like that.
What, a dog show thing?
Yeah.
All right, but I get
Go ahead,
some
go
of
ahead,
the
I'm
profit. That'll hold up in court.
Right.
I get to judge. Is there anything that's just too innocent that even Stephen King, like a lazy boy chair, could you make a horror story about a lazy boy chair?
Sure. I mean,
How?
just
it's just a nice lazy boy, so comfortable. What could possibly go wrong?
Are you serious? Do you want me to tell you?
Try, yeah.
Well, the thing is, you get in it and you kick back and you discover that you just can't get out because it's really little by little sucking you into another dimension where the rats are loose. Puking.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you see?
Eating Reese's Cups.
That's right.
What about that blue down comforter?
Well,
That's the one. You just can't do anything about.
you have to keep in mind the way that that down takes in the germs. I mean, the germs are in there. They're growing to the size of land turtles, and you're sleeping, and they're
Okay.
up your nose, they're down your throat, and there are other places where they're crawling up.
All right,
You
why?
understand what I'm saying?
I understand completely what
All
you're
right,
saying.
okay, we don't need to go
I've
into it.
stayed in that
But
motel.
because it's my job, we could go into it. Yeah.
Right. Have you ever, you write a lot about the unknown, the supernatural. Have you, Stephen King, ever seen a ghost in your life?
Yeah, but you don't want to hear that story.
Yes, I do. Come on. Have you seen a ghost?
But I'm not sure anybody would believe anything that I have to say on the subject. It would be like David Duchovny saying, I saw a flying saucer. You know?
Right, right.
If I were David Duchovny and saw a flying saucer, I'd just shut the hell up about it. But
Right.
since you asked, I will tell you this story. I was at a fundraiser, political fundraiser, and there was a room upstairs where somebody took and put the coats on the bed. And my wife and I got ready to leave, and I went upstairs to get the coats. It was winter time, and by then there was a huge pile of coats, and I'm going through these coats, and I'm looking for my wife's, and I'm bent down like this. I wear these glasses, and over the tops of my glasses, I see this guy in the corner. He's wearing a blue suit. He's bald. He's got kind of that tan, bald head, you know, that look going for
Little
him.
couple of freckles on the
Yeah,
head.
that's right. And you saw him too, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
So I get the idea that this man is thinking I'm going through these coats looking for wallets or whatever. And so I raised my head to say, gee, it's sure hard to find your wife's coat, isn't it? And there was nobody there.
He just left the room.
No, I saw him the whole time until I raised my head, and then there was just nobody there. And that's the whole story.
What a crappy ghost. He just looks at coats.
He was not a Stephen King ghost at all.
Someday, they say, if the pile of coats gets real high, the old man appears and looks at them, and then he's gone.
It doesn't really fly, does it? But you asked me for it.
Do you, I've heard that you don't like the number 13. You really don't.
I have got a thing about 13, and it's called triskaidekaphobia. And it isn't just being afraid of the number 13, not wanting to stay on the 13th floor in a hotel. You can't stay on the 14th floor either because, you know, they call it the 14th, but we know it's the 13th. Because they can skip the number on the elevator, but that doesn't mean the floor is not there. And then,
They could have put the 13th on the 18th floor.
No,
You can't stay in any buildings anymore.
No, it doesn't. Don't get me going. Don't get me started. Okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. Don't look at me that way.
You can't. What way is that?
Oh, I'm scared now. So you can't stay in a
Such a wuss. I don't believe it.
You're just figuring that out now. So you won't stay on the 14th floor. What other floors won't you stay on?
Well, no, that's the only one. You can't stay on the 14th because it's really the 13th. You're trying to confuse me, but I've been, I know about 13. You can't stop on page 247 in a book because if you add up those numbers, you come up with 13. You see?
Wait a minute.
And you can say to yourself...
Yes, you do.
Yes, that's right. Wow. 238, it's the same thing. You understand what I mean? The two bad numbers, as far as I'm concerned, are like 139, because that starts with a 13, and the three numbers add up to 13. And the absolute worst is 131. And I don't think I need to explain that, do I?
I want you to, but now I'm scared.
Time is short.
Yeah. So you have to actually think about all this stuff before you travel, right?
No, after a certain number of years of obsession, it's simply there.
Right. A healthy approach.
A healthy approach, yeah.
Well, I got to mention Stephen King's Storm of the Century, which, as I said, we were looking at it earlier today. It looks very frightening. Airs February 14th, 15th, and the 18th from 9 to 11 on ABC.
It absolutely does, and I'm telling you what, ER doesn't scare me.
Yeah. Why don't you say that to Gloria Reuben? She'll be out here in a second. I suppose you should mention the novelization is in bookstores right now. People
Absolutely.
should check that out. And how many books was it again? 8 gillion? Is that many have you sold?
8 gillion is right, yeah.
That's a number you're not afraid of. Stephen King, thanks for coming. Stephen King, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. More dogs from the Westminster Dog Show. Gloria Reuben coming up in just a minute. But first, let's check in once again with the talented dogs of the 1999 Westminster Dog Show. it looks like the dog that's levitating died of electrocution. It just looks like it hit a power line. Ah! All right, very good. We're going to take a little break right now. When we come back from ER, Gloria Reuben's going to join us, so stick around. Everybody, we're back. Gloria Reuben's going to be out here in just 1 minute. But first, let's check in one last time with one of the very talented dogs of the 1999 Westminster Dog Show. What? He ripped his paw off and that's all you're giving him? Come on! So it didn't go in the basket. He gave an important part of himself to the show. All right, my next guest tonight stars in the hit series ER, and on Sunday, this Valentine's Day, you can see her in the CBS movie Deep in My Heart. Please welcome Gloria Reuben. Oh, you look terrific.
Well, thank you.
Yeah? Do you have, speaking of Valentine's Day, any Valentine's Day plans?
Well, at this time, I don't have anything set in stone, so we'll see what my honey comes up with. Maybe he'll surprise me with something.
Because you have a fiancé, so you guys will do something together, I'm sure.
I'm sure we'll do plenty of good things together.
Yeah. I dig. I'm sorry. I was just curious, in past Valentine's Days, ever spend one alone?
Oh, yeah. Too many Valentine's nights spent alone.
What's the worst one you ever,
The worst one I ever... this is a few years ago when Dumb and Dumber first was released. Remember that, Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah.
So it's Valentine's Day, and I, don't have a boyfriend or anything, and I'm kind of blue, so I'm thinking, great, I'll go to a funny movie, and I'll cheer myself up. So I decided to go to Dumb and Dumber.
And did you go with anybody?
I went by myself, and it was me and a couple in the theater, right?
That's it?
That's it, the three of us, and they sit like 4 rows in front of me. I get there first, and they sit 4 rows in front of me and making out through the whole movie. Totally like necking and, slurping and all of that stuff.
Slurping?
I'm like seriously making out, and I'm thinking,
I can't believe that you would have that problem, that you would just, be in that situation.
Well, that's very sweet of you to say so, but believe me, there have been too many Valentine's nights spent alone, so I'm glad that I won't have to do that anymore, knock wood.
You're a very spiritual person. I know that.
am,
I've read that about you. What kind of things do you do to stay in touch with your spirituality?
Meditation when I can, and yoga.
Oh, you do yoga?
I'm a big yoga person.
That's supposed to be really physically demanding and difficult. When you do yoga, how does it work? You just put on some sweats and you...
Well, you pretty much can, wear whatever you're comfortable wearing so that you have a lot of movement and mobility. But, if you're at home, it's really kind of best just to do it with minimal clothing on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How minimal are we talking
Well,
here?
whatever.
You can be completely...
If you're alone or not.
Right.
But, you know, yeah.
What's the most minimal you go? You ever... Naked? Have you done it naked?
Absolutely.
Seriously?
It's like, you know what? It's like skinny dipping. I mean, that kind of feeling of you're free and there's... I'm not getting anywhere here.
You're talking to the most uptight man in America. I just want you to know.
Well, I'm telling you.
I'm never alone with my body, trust me.
Well, see,
I swim like this. It's great, the water, come in.
That's why you need to do yoga, because then you'll be much more comfortable with your body and in your body, and this will all be restrictions, which is what it is anyway.
So you think I should do yoga, but I don't know if I'm limber. Like it's pretty difficult, right?
It's pretty. Well, do you want to?
Show me something. Yeah, show me some yoga.
You have to do it because I can't do anything in this dress.
Oh, come on.
You can.
No. All right, I'll do something. Just show me what. I'll be out here and just show me. Yeah, because I'm very stiff. I'm not.
So what you want to do is stand on your left leg.
Left
and
leg.
Your right leg.
That's the left leg right there.
Bend your knee and put your foot on the inside of your thigh.
On the inside of my thigh.
Like right here.
Okay.
Like on the inside.
Okay, and then what?
And then hands out above
This is
your
sort of
head.
like a Madonna thing, okay? And then what?
Straighten your arms as much as you can.
Okay.
Shoulders down.
This I can do, actually.
Keep your legs straight.
Okay.
This knee should be more like so.
That's as far as that's going to move, yeah. Can I lean against this desk right here? You know, this isn't so hard. All right, so I'm like this, and this is it?
And bend over, flat back to the floor.
No. I'm about to pass out doing this, and I'm supposed to... So I bend over, right?
Right.
Right? And then...
Something like that.
And then what is this supposed to do?
And then you touch the floor with your hands.
Okay.
Okay.
Andy, could you touch the floor for me right there? Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. And what is this physically...
So
What is this supposed to be doing for me right now?
This is a lot of the tension, and you know, we hold a lot of stuff like in our groin, right? So
You got that right.
No, I'm not kidding.
I don't have any tension and what?
If you've ever tried to like sit on the floor, you know, as kids, we'd sit on the floor with our legs spread out like this and just kind of lean over on the floor like this. Have you ever tried to do that?
I have never been that limber, I swear to...
haven't? Okay.
No.
Well,
I'm
do
someone,
yoga
I got
and you
a
will
crazy
be.
growth spurt when I was, 10 years old or
Wow.
something.
So were you the
and
tallest?
immediately just stiffened up, and I've been like this ever since. I've never had that. I envy people that are able to...
Well, we're all able to do that. It just takes a little bit of practice. And I think as human beings, we're really meant to be able to do that. It's just living in this society and living in this world, and we're like this,
Right.
after a lot of time. So it's good to kind of open everything up and
Now,
strengthen. And
just before we
it
go,
works.
you're also you're into astrology, right? We're just about out of time, but
Oh, we are?
yeah, but
I
you're
like-
really into astrology.
Well, I'm not. I think I think there's something to be said about the physicality of the stars and planets and how it all aligns. So, what
Right.
sign are you?
I'm an Aries.
You're an Aries. What sign are you?
Scorpio.
You're Scorpio.
See, that's so, everybody always does that.
No.
Oh, Scorpio. But I mean,
What is
it's
it?
not like my life is,
No,
Hugh
Scorpio
Hefner's
man.
or something.
Is Scorpio supposed to be? I didn't know that
They're
about.
supposed to be like, the real sexy,
Sexual.
sexy.
This is a problem for you. You need to do
Yeah, what are
yoga.
you all mad about?
No, I mean,
you should be
because
happy.
it's always like, oh, Scorpio, and it's like, Come on, it's October, you know?
What does that have to do with anything?
Everybody born in October is gonna be super sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Pretty much.
It's beats being Aries. I'm like, I said Aries, and she was like,
Well,
oh.
it's okay.
What are you? Aries, they're good with paper products. They sleep soundly. I hate being Aries.
Don't. We love you. We really do.
You were being nice to me and I immediately creeped you out. Hi there. That's what I do. Deep in My Heart airs this Sunday at 9 o'clock p.m. CBS.
CBS.
And is Thursdays at 10 o'clock p.m.
That's what I call it.
on NBC.
Yes.
Gloria, thanks for stopping by.
My
We love it
pleasure.
when you come on the show. Come on back. Gloria, Reuben, everybody. We'll be right back with Sixpence, None the Richer. Everybody, we're back. My next guests are here to perform a song that can be heard in the hit movie She's All That, as well as on their brand new self-titled album. Please give a nice warm welcome to Sixpence, None the Richer.
Kiss me out of the bed and barley. I lay beside the green, green grass. Swing, swing, swing the spinning step.
Thanks, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, everybody, that is our show for the evening. Do want to thank all our guests. Stay tuned for later. We will see you tomorrow. Good night. Look out!